Hello everyone, Rob here from California Hike, Bike, and RV. When I first started flying drones, I had a bad accident with my drone because I caught it the wrong way when hand catching it at the beach. So I want to share that with you today. So stay tuned because this is what you need to know. So a little bit about my background. I am a private pilot with an instrument rating since 2006, and last month I also received my Part 107 commercial drone pilot's license. So I can tell you that I'm all about safety. Since I started flying drones about a year ago, I've probably got a few hundred hours in now in the last year. So I've done a lot of flying for fun, recreation obviously before I got my Part 107, and I've done a lot for some of my YouTube content as well. However, one day I was at the beach and I didn't want to land my drone in the sand. This is a DJI Mavic Air 2. Did not want to land it in the sand, so I decided to hand catch it. But I made a really big mistake. Now I want to start by saying it's not actually how I caught the drone, but how I finished catching the drone. I always catch it in the same manner, and I'm going to show you the safe way to do that in just a couple seconds here. But to start with though, I had the drone in my hand and I saw this cool way on YouTube of how to stop the motors, which was to turn it over and stall it. And it actually works. If you've ever tried it, it actually works to turn the drone over on its side like that after you catch it, and it stalls the motors. I call it stalling, but the motors automatically shut down. Except for one big difference. If you catch it while it's still in sport mode, what happens is when you turn this drone over, it actually tries to recover. As the motors ramped up, it actually jumped out of my hand partially. I lost part of my grip, and as I did that, because of the tilt, it sliced 3 of my fingers pretty badly. I was bleeding all over the place. What really pissed me off is I bled all over my drone because I didn't let go. So the bottom line is you don't want to ever use that technique. I don't like it anymore, obviously, because it's a dangerous technique. But now I'm going to show you how to catch it in a safe manner and a couple of the things that you need to think about before you catch it. Now there's probably going to be guys out there that say, come on, you can do this, or you can do that, or you can do this. So I'll start out by saying, look, this is a personal preference, and this is how I like to do it. It's the way that I've found is the safest way to catch my drone and stop the motors without having any issues or safety problems. You know, the bottom line is we can't get rid of all of the danger, but we can mitigate as much as possible, and that's what I'm trying to do here. So the first thing I want to say is you gotta be cognizant of the wind. If the wind is coming from this direction and I'm catching it with my right hand, as I'm getting ready to take it, if there's a gust of wind from this way, guess what? That drone's going to go like that. It's going to tilt into the wind, slice my forearm. Okay, so be cognizant of that. So whenever I am catching it and there's any wind, what I like to do is have the wind coming towards me from the right, because if there's a gust of wind right as I start to catch this, it's going to tilt away from me. It's not going to get anywhere near my face, and it's also going to tilt away from my arm. Some guys like to and I've seen YouTubes where they catch it on their palm. You know, all power to them. I don't like that because if you want to keep your your forearm away from the props, you have to bend your arm, and guess what? Now it's closer to your face. If you hold it straight out and there's a little gust of wind as you get ready to palm that, it's gonna tilt, and it probably or it possibly could catch your forearm. So I don't like that. What I like to do is have it just above eye level so that I can see the bottom portion of it. As I approach the drone, now the sensors are back here on the back of the drone. As I approach it with my hand, I approach it from the front, and that usually allows me to grip the drone without it trying to move up to avoid the obstacle, which is my hand that it's sensing. I decided to do a voiceover here due to the ambient noise. As you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm observing the wind as it's affecting the drone and make it bounce around prior to actually catching it. I wanted to see how the drone was reacting. I didn't put it up above eye level like I normally do because there was actually a little bit more gust happening just a foot above where you see the drone right now. I approach the drone carefully, and with my hand I come up from below as I take my grip. And prior to hand catching, I position my left hand on the controller so I can use my left thumb to press down on the left toggle, hold it for 3 seconds, and that shuts the motors down. So there you have it. Go out and have fun and be safe.